What's going on, Fairshake family, and welcome back to another episode of the Fairshake podcast. I'm one of your hosts, as always, Fats, aka the Beast. It's good to see you again. I know I took last week off, but I'm better than ever. And let's move on to Chris.
What's up, everybody? It's Killer Ghost, aka Chris. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and on to the next host.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Felipe Savage, also known as Sensei. Here today, I'm super excited, man. We got Fats back, we got the whole gang back together, and when the boys are back in town, you know we're gonna be playing around. Oh, Fats, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in the past week, PlayStation has announced that they're bringing out like a Game Pass Ultimate version for the PlayStation. We're gonna talk about that, get in real depth into that topic, and we're gonna go do's and don'ts and what we really think about it. So, for the most part, PlayStation has announced that they're going through three different tier promotions for their Game Pass type thing, right? So you have the regular version where you're only playing for PlayStation Plus. So you get your 3 months. You get your free games for the month every month, and that's basically it. You can play online, talk online, whatever the case may be. The next one is a little more. They give you a little more than that. Besides the free games per month, they give you a certain amount of games that you can play. Backwards compatibility and stuff like that is also on the table, but not as grand as the last tier. The last tier will include 700 plus games, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, PSPs, PS Vita, PlayStation 4, and all those games from those old systems as well. But so let's start with what we think about the tiering, and then we'll go into pricing. So, Chris, let's start off.
So, I like that there's three different tiers. As you know, the normal one, which you already pay for, they kept it the same price. I think it was always $9.99 a month. They kept it the same thing just in case you like how it is right now, that you're fine with it. They left that there for those people. Then there's some people that's gonna get the second tier, which is just PS4 and PS5 games. I'm thinking those are people that maybe already have the old systems that they don't need. They have their favorite games and the old systems. They don't need the library on their PS5. Or these are much younger people who don't really care about those older games that we grew up with. And then this last tier, which is the most interesting to me, I thought well, you said pricing later, so I think this is the best one, the best bang for the buck. You get the 400 PS4 and PS5 games plus 340 older games from PS3, PS1, PS2, PSP. It really depends the games for me. And then it says you get time limited game trials, which are like demos, I guess. So for newer games, so that's the best sounding one to me. I don't know what you think, Lee, but that's the one I would probably get.
Yeah, so for the whole tier system, honestly, I think what they did with it is kind of okay. I wouldn't say like, man, that's the best thing, in the world. Though Xbox does have some sort of tiers in there, with the whole Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate. Fine, cool, whatever. As for like the tier one, keeping it the same thing that you have now, smart. I think that for the people that just want, that extra 2 games a month and, some Xbox Plus, PlayStation Plus, where they can play online and all that, cool, whatever. But when you start to go towards like the second tier, I'm like, all right, I could see why they just doing PS4, PS5, like as Chris hinted on, like for that newer generation that doesn't really care about those old games. They're never gonna play those old games. Like there's some people that they don't touch anything under 1080p. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I could see what they did there. But as for the last tier, in terms of what it provides, in terms of what it offers, for me, yeah, everybody keeps talking about, oh, the PlayStation 3 games are only streamable. You cannot download them. And even in some countries, you're not even allowed to do streaming clouds or something like that. I read, so they won't even be able to get the PlayStation 3 games at all. I think overall it's cool, the system that they're trying to run, but only time will tell. But the elephant in the room is that they're not going to put day one games on there whatsoever. The boss of PlayStation said, don't even think our PlayStation games, brand new PlayStation games, will be on this. It is not going to be on this. Like, hats off to him that he's being honest with his community, right? But at the end of the day, when you got Xbox that just bought all these studios, and every COD is going to be day one on there for free, it's like, come on, PlayStation. We know you want the money at this point. We know you're about the money, but boy, man, can we at least get the new God of War for free day one? Like, come on. I don't know. I'm on the fence, and during the rest of this podcast, I honestly think that I will end up falling on the side that is like, yeah, this is just a grab for money and something that they feel like they need to do because Game Pass is a thing. Which, honestly, come on, PlayStation, you're winning the war in terms of people still want to buy your system. People still love your first party games. Do you really need something like this? That's my thing.
So, from what I was reading, yeah, there won't be no day one games, like updated games for the system. But I heard that in terms of buying the game, I think there will be some sort of a discount. I think with the higher tier. So that's from what I read, I think that's the thing. But I know for a fact I do agree with you. I think this is a money grabber for them. Also, I think they're trying to seize the opportunity to see how many like big loyal fans they have. Like, all right, who's gonna be the ones to grab that ultimate pass? That third tier type subscription on PlayStation. Who's not? You know what I'm saying? So I think this is just something they just wanted to throw out to see how successful that'll play out. In that retrospect, I think the tier list is a good thing. For people who let's say, aren't playing games as much, but when they do get home, they want to play NBA 2K online or MLB The Show online, and they happen to have a PlayStation and not an Xbox. The first tier is really good. Second tier is for, like Chris said, it's not for those gamers who are into like the old games like we are, or who don't want to play these old games and just want to stick with the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 games. Even with the games not being day one on that, there's still a big catalog a really good catalog when it comes to these games for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. For the most part, I'm thinking I'm gonna be a third tier type of person, because I just love the throwbacks for PlayStation 1, 2, 3, PSP, Vita. Those are my type of games. So I'm really excited to see what they're putting up, and like Chris said, is hopefully the catalog is good enough where it's worth it. But yeah, that's my aspect on it.
Like, just to kind of go in a little different route, with like the games you guys play now, right? In terms of just PlayStation, because I think that if we take it any bigger, of course, compared to everything else, you'll probably be like, you probably barely play it. But PlayStation as a whole right now, is there any game that you tell yourself like, oh, I'm gonna stop playing this game because I want to play this old game. In terms of like just how good the games are now, is it really worth to go back to some of those older games? You guys feel like?
I honestly do. I honestly did that. Like literally, I'm doing it right now. Like I stopped playing Cyberpunk because I'm playing Ty the Tasmanian Tiger from PlayStation 2 days. So like I'm literally
Right.
went back because those are games I've never been able to finish. So they have it on PlayStation. They had a good sale on both titles, so I bought them, and right now I'm playing them.
That's good. That's good to hear because sometimes people, they play the part. They say, "Oh my god," because they're PlayStation fans. "Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it." But they don't actually do it. They don't actually go back to play some of those games. They're still, just going and playing the regular Call of Duty Warzone, and that's it. Like at this point in time, you gotta start to think that with these tiers and with this implementation, like this whole PlayStation Game Pass era right now, it's like I feel it's not anymore about the money because I'm not gonna lie, in terms of overall like how much you're gonna spend, even if you get I believe the premium PlayStation premium, excuse me, you're spending
Hmm.
less than if you got Game Pass for a whole year. So a one whole year of PlayStation Premium is $120. One whole year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $180. Now, don't quote me on that. Quick math, of course. But at the end of the day, if the way they saying it, because again, people say things, but once it releases, it's not what they say sometimes. As from what they saying right now, PlayStation, they look to try and really, make a wave in this streaming service, gaming service realm. But at the end of the day, when Xbox is dropping day one brand new games, like that has to really hurt PlayStation. And I really think that I hope by the time from now to the launch of this service, which I think is going to be June of this year, again, don't quote me completely. This is rough estimates. Honestly, I think they have to make that change at some point. Or at the very least, do something like EA does, where they give you like that 10-hour trial, which honestly is really good. I wouldn't mind playing God of War for 10 hours and knowing at the end of that 10 hours, I'm guaranteed buying this game. You understand?
But
So,
you could beat
Yeah.
it in that time though too. So
Also,
I mean, if you are feet,
I-
like, bro, come on.
I doubt the trial version
maybe
compared to
10
the
hours is
actual
too
game is going to
much.
be the same.
Oh, maybe 10 hours too much. 5.
But they are giving a trials for games, so you'll be able to try every game before you buy it.
Well, if again, it seems like what they're doing is they're paying, they're having people pay for like the demos and stuff like that, which from PlayStation, it used to be free. So now with all that there, I think that yes, like Chris said, you do get the most bang for your buck with the premium. But guys, if you're not a hardcore gamer, if you're not someone that's actually gonna play at the end of the year at least 40 of those games, and you're just gonna still play Warzone with your boys after work, do not purchase these things. Do not
yeah, it don't make
purchase.
sense.
Do not
No, of
purchase
course
it,
not.
please. And this is from somebody that bought Game Pass, and legit, I play Apex Legends all day. That's it. And I still, my purchases of Game Pass are monthly, and I keep forgetting to stop my renewal. Don't be a Sente, don't be a Felipe Savage, and you still getting those credit card notifications, dude. I get pissed. Man. So if you're in the market in terms of, right, and you guys could agree, if you're in the market for, I want to play a bunch of games this year, a bunch of different games, maybe premium is for you. But hey, the extra is more than enough. I think just PS4, PS5 games, you're buttering your
400,
toast.
bro. That's a lot.
That's
400
insane.
is a lot.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And you're getting Returnal. You're getting the God of War of past. You're getting Horizon Zero Dawn. You're getting this amazing catalog, because we cannot knock the catalog. The PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 catalog is insane. You get both Spider-Man games, right? It's going to be very deep. So even extra is a good bang for your buck. But at the end of the day, go ahead.
And if you also you're subscribed to PlayStation Now, right now, and when it comes June, it'll revert automatically. Like you won't have to purchase the premium. That. You'll automatically have it.
You'll get premium. People are speculating the first month, but also first 6 months is something that they're leaning towards in terms of like how long that bump up is going to last. But after that certain X amount of time, they will bump you down just to the $9.99 version of the PlayStation Plus premium. But again, boys, like we could talk about PlayStation games all day, like which ones are must plays for when it does release and stuff like that. But I want to just focus on premium and the PlayStation 3s and 2s and 1s, because I was an Xbox boy for a very long time. If you guys had to say what are some must-sees out of those, I think 320 games, 280 games, ballpark it, of PlayStation 3 games, like what are those back catalog? Give me like a top 5 for you guys, quick.
Metal Gear is definitely one of them that I would love to see to play on PlayStation 5. Like I love the Metal Gear series 1, 2, 3, Patriot, Sons of Patriot, right? Number 4. I still haven't played 5, but that's besides the point. Even the ones on PSP, I would love to have them to try playing them again. Of course, all the God of Wars.
That's gonna be intense.
Yeah. Those I can't think of another series that would be hype. I would love to see, like, remember Slugfest? Like them old beat 'em up games. Knockout Kings, Def Jam.
That gotta be on there.
All of them.
Infamous was PS3. You play Infamous.
Infamous is up there too.
I always wanted to play that game. I never got to play it.
It was good.
Infamous is good.
What was that other game? There was another Infamous like game. It was like Prototype.
Prototype,
probably,
yeah. Prototype 1 and 2.
There we go.
Then you got the Resistance games, which are pretty decent too. The Uncharted's.
We have the
Jack and Daxter collection. I'm scrolling through it right now.
Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper.
The first Last of Us was PS3.
Dang. Most
of those they like there. Remastered and stuff, but yeah.
Right.
If they're gonna do like third party, you could bring back all the MLB, the shows and stuff.
Street Fighter games. Marvel vs. Capcom.
There's a lot. And then if you PS1 and PS2, for me that would probably be mostly like RPG games, like the Final Fantasies and
right.
Dragon Quests and stuff like that. But they got some bangers too. Like, let me see.
Yep.
I got flashbang just now. Yeah, like the Sly Coopers, Ratchet and Clank. Snake Eater was PS2, I think.
Snake Eater.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Hold on.
Like you got some bangers there, bro.
Nah, honestly, 100%. I couldn't agree more, man. Again, I wasn't a PlayStation guy at all. Growing up, I was mainly Xbox. I did play PlayStation 2, but on the PlayStation 2, I played like literally 3 games over and over, and that was like Vice City, Final Fantasy X, and I think Final Fantasy. I forget what was after that. On the PlayStation 2, but yeah, I literally played that, and then from there on, I was just like Xbox 360 throughout the rest of my time. So I've never touched any PlayStation 3 games. But does PlayStation Premium like cater to me, like No, it doesn't. It caters to the OGs of PlayStation, their fan base and everything. So, again, this subscription is going to be back and forth for a lot of people. People are going to say, oh, they had to do this. They had to do this. Me, primarily, I don't think, though. I don't think they really had to. I think that PlayStation can't start doing like things sporadically. Now, if they've been thinking about this for years and wanted to do this for years, fine. But I don't really think they need a service like this when their first party games are so damn good. And no one could ever say otherwise. Dude, PlayStation could literally just make first party games and not put anything else on their system, and they would do fine. They would do fine, bro.
Also, I think what it is that their PlayStation Now hasn't been so successful, right?
Right. Yeah, of course. True.
So doing this is basically showing the fans, okay, we're not gonna make you pay another $65 for the year, right? So let's say PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, $65 each for the year. That's $130.
Right.
No, $130 for the year, right? So they basically breaking it up into tiers where they could tell you, okay, you don't have to buy our PlayStation Now, so we'll break it up in tiers for you. You can have your PlayStation Plus service where you still have access to the internet multiplayer online, and you still get access to the 3 free games for the month, right? And then it's also breaking it down whether for those who love the PlayStation Now, where you get to play some of your old games for PlayStation 3 to PSP, and you'll pay that $120 for the year, opposed to the $130 bucks for the year. Then they have a middle ground where they have those who just want to play PlayStation 5 and 4 games. And you'll pay a little extra, but it's not so grand where you won't be able to afford it. So I think that's where they're coming from on their end. So just to to meet the fans halfway, for those who don't mind paying the extra money for all those games, and those who do mind paying the extra but still want a little more than just online multiplayer.
Like, again, I always see it as a plus for any fan of gaming anywhere. When I could pay $9 or $10 or $12, 14 for like 600 games, dude. And it doesn't matter. It don't matter how old them games are. I'm sorry. Right. So I am completely on the side of, man, give that out to the fans, give that out to the gamers out there, man. I love it. Right. But one thing I say is, does this affect anything else that PlayStation is about to do? If this is their big thing for this year, man, that's not that big. You know what I mean? Like I want something crazy. Like, tell us, and again, they have enough time to do it. They have enough time to revert what they said and, say, hey, you know what? We're actually going to put first party titles on there. Yeah. So, but that's what I'm looking for. And that's what needs to happen. Right. And that's where, like, you're gonna pull people off of Xbox, man. When I know that if all I need to do is buy a system, that's it. Get my hands on a system, and now I have my hands on every game that's gonna come out for that system. Dude, I'm buying a PS5 instantly. That's how you really gonna bring some of these players, and in this era where it's crossplay everything, right? What sets everything apart? We know it's the first party titles. It's the titles like that. This is why Nintendo will always be a very solid company in terms of video games. It's because their first party titles are amazing, right? PlayStation, their first party titles are amazing. Way they get reason why we buy Nintendo Switches is because we can't find those anywhere else. The reason we buy PlayStation 5s and 4s is because we can't find some of those games anywhere else. But now you tell me, as an Xbox guy, as a PC guy, that hey, you just got to get enough to buy the system and then give me $20 and every game I drop is yours day one. Whew. If you think it's hard to find one now, man, you ain't seeing a PS5 for years. They won't ever be
Yeah.
on the shelves, man.
They wouldn't do that though. They'll lose mad money.
I mean, you think about it. I don't think they lose mad money. I don't think they lose. I don't think they lose money at all because look at Xbox. Xbox is only like the statistics behind Xbox and their Game Pass, and it's extremely good for the company, right? It has sold an astronomical amount of subscriptions. It's helping indie games on the platform. It's helping indie games all around the world. Like indie games are like 40% uptick. So I'm telling you, they won't lose money if they did it right. If done right, of course you can make mistakes and mistakes can happen, but if done right, man, they can make a boatload of money.
So the reason why Xbox does that is because Microsoft has so much money that putting games day one on the Game Pass does not affect them as hard as it would affect any other company.
No.
Right. So Microsoft is not just an Xbox company, right? They've been making money for how many years? Because legit, it's the first fucking computer, right?
True.
So they've been making money for years and continue making money not only based off of just Xbox, but because they have their dick in every single cup out there.
Okay.
Right? When it comes to laptops, computers, desktops, display monitors, a whole bunch of different things. So Xbox is at that point where, yeah, we can throw out a few freebies and it won't affect us, at the moment. So that's why they're at that point. Why they're dropping day ones for free. Because it's not going to affect them now. Maybe in another 5-6 years, for them losing money, that's a whole different topic. But as of right now, they won't. It doesn't affect them as much.
So you think Sony if they did that same thing?
Maybe, maybe not. But you have to think about it like this, right? What is Sony known for? Sony's known for putting out TVs. Sony's known for putting out speakers, Bose systems, surround sounds, headphones and shit like that. But who really talks about like their Sony shit? Like everybody in their house, I'm pretty sure has a desktop, has Microsoft 10, shit like that, right? Microsoft has their like I said, like their dicks in every cup. Sony is not. It's not on the same level as Microsoft when it comes to products, right? If you're going to go buy right now 65-inch TV, what company are you going to go for? You're not going to go for a Sony. You're going to probably go for a Samsung or, one of those bigger smart TV companies. You're not going to go for a Sony. If you're going to go buy headphones or earbuds, what company are you going to go for? You're either going to go with your phone and get a pair of AirPods if you have an iPhone, or you're going to go for the one from Samsung that goes for the Galaxy. So it's all like whatever is compatible with your lifestyle. Sony, yes, at the time they were putting out TVs and they were like pretty much the only ones putting out flat screen plasmas at the time. When it came to the surround sound, big Bose system, big speakers, headphones, yeah, CD players, they were the shit at the time. But when Evolution came, Samsung came out and put out their TVs for cheap, with half the price of Sony TVs. When it came to Bose picked up the slack and came out with their surround sounds and their amps and everything. So it's not like Sony makes money, but Sony doesn't has made as much money as Microsoft. Remember, Microsoft was the ones who put out the first computer out there.
I get that, but I don't think that relates in any way towards like why they wouldn't do it. I think why they don't do it is not because they don't have excess XXX amount of money. It's more because at the end of the day, the way they see their product is the gold standard. So what they from exactly the horse's mouth in terms of the company, you know, owner, whatever, the CEO, whatever, he basically said that we've never done it before. You know, we've never went down the road to do something like this. And at the end of the day, if they put it on, you know, day one, they feel like the quality has to take a deduction, right? So it's kind of taking a stab at the fact that if they were to do something like that, hey, it's not going to be on the scale that we do it if you buy for it at $60, right? But my thing is, I don't think the amount of money is what truly you know, because they don't have so much money, and Microsoft has so much money is the reason why they're not doing it. I think what it really has to do with is at the end of the day, they want all that money. They want all that money. So it's more, it's for me, and again, it's all the way people see it, the way people read it is all different perspective. From where I see it, it's like a greed thing. Because at the end of the day, Microsoft was at a point of literally getting trashed in the sense of Xbox. People were talking about Xbox might be done in a year, like 4 years ago. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's because of money, because if it was like that, you know, we wouldn't have those talks of oh, why is Xbox doing so good now? I don't think it's because of the money. You know, I think it's because at the end of the day, they know that the people that are going to buy the game, right? They're going to buy your game anyway. They deserve some form of like, hey, we respect that you work hard for your money. And to me, I think it's pure like PlayStation greed. Like, hey, nah, we want your $60 for our day one titles or our exclusives in terms of like when they drop. And I think that's really the case. I don't think it's because, you know, they make TVs or, you know, or Microsoft makes so much money. Of course, Microsoft makes so much money, but for so many years, none of that money really mattered. You understand? It's not until they started saying, you know what, hey, let's focus on the gamers. Let's focus. What do the gamers want? And then they started meeting those demands, and look how good Xbox has been doing. You know, so it just because they had the money or have the money, I don't think that really is the case. But I agree with you in terms of like, yeah, Xbox has money. They got stacks. That's why they didn't care dropping $70 billion on Activision, you know. So I do agree with you there. Like they do have a lot of money, but I don't think that PlayStation is not doing that first party, like dropping their first party titles on it because they don't have as much money as Xbox.
I wouldn't say that either, but I'm just saying like that could be a possibility. And also, I want to piggyback off what you said. You know, it could also be because when it comes to first party titles, the amount of work that's being put in is probably not the same as it is on Microsoft. Let's be honest. First party titles on PlayStation have been ridiculously, insanely terrific. Like there hasn't been a lot of bad first party titles, right? Let's take Xbox. I don't want to say nothing from Xbox because they have some awesome games, like the whole Gears of War. But everything Gears of War is now free on Ultimate Pass because they already charged you 60 beans for the game.
Yeah.
You have already bought Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 for 60 cash. So, I think like it could be a morale thing. Like if I was the owner of a company and I feel like my staff bust their ass working and putting this game out there, would you really want, as my employees, you really want me to put your game out there for free opposed to charging where everybody else is gonna get a big payday?
So the thing I have with that whole you know, oh my team worked really hard and they want to get paid for it. Like the thing I have with that is that at the end of the day, when you're making something, right, it's no matter if you sell it for $20 or $60, it's gonna sell. You know, and honestly, getting, you know, X amount, like 1 million people buy it for $60, right? What if you got like 100 million people buying it for 20? Wouldn't you say, like, isn't that like the better thing in terms of I don't know. I feel like that putting it on PlayStation Plus first day, bro, you are getting minimum double your money in terms of like you're gonna be reaching way more people. Not everyone is gonna want to buy that game for 60, though that game is fucking phenomenal, right? But
I feel you, but not everybody has a PlayStation.
Which is true, which at the end of the day really screws them over. You know, the fact, the lack of no PlayStation, the lack of no systems is screwing themselves over. But at the end of the day, I kind of think that the way PlayStation is right now is they are building a brand that can last PlayStation 9. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they're building. That's what they're building on. You know, it's not necessarily, we always think as the gamer, we always think about, what PlayStation 5 games are coming out. They're already on PlayStation 7 games. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, so at the end of the day, I think that anybody, of course, any game developer, they should get paid, you know, what they deserve, you know, for busting their chops and doing what they need to do. Right? Perfect. Fine. But at the end of the day, given the statistics of Xbox Game Pass, putting games first party on those subscription based models is beneficial. Maybe more people end up buying the game overall because, you know, they end up getting really deep into some of these games. Like for me, when I heard that there's Halo Infinite coming out for Game Pass, you know how many more people bought Game Pass because the Halo Infinite campaign being day one on there? Extreme amount of people. Did Halo Infinite flop? Yeah, we could talk about that another time. But at the end of the day, the amount of people that bought that a Game Pass that 1 month to play that one game was through the roof. Imagine a game like God of War. Day one, bro. How many people are buying that subscription is going to be way more than just the raw $60 sales, man. I'm sorry. It's just statistics, man.
I don't think so.
Hey, you know, and this is one of those things where we could agree to disagree, and that's okay. But Chris, man, a little bit quiet. What are you thinking? What side are you on, brother?
Like, I agree that if it works for Xbox, it could work for PlayStation, but the difference is PlayStation has so many first-party bangers that Xbox can't even come close to, I think. Not yet, at least. Maybe after all these, you know, acquisitions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I understand where both of you guys are coming from. I'm kind of like in the middle because I think I do agree that if, let's say you put the first party games, instead of 5 people buying it for 60, you might get 20 people paying the 18. It might balance out after a while anyway. Because, you know, if somebody sees God of War for 60 but they're like, wait, I could pay $18 a month. And then, you know, in 2 months, fucking Horizon comes out. And then 2 months after that, another game comes out. And I know I'm going to be able to play it day one. I would probably side with the subscription plus with all the old games, but I'm not a PlayStation owner, you know what I mean? I don't own that company, so I don't know how the numbers would look. They must be doing it for a reason.
True. They could be on the side that like it's not going to benefit us in the long term. We'll lose money. Fine. But at this given point, I'm telling you, in just the small, like in a small group controlled, bro, like how many of the average American, how many games are they buying a year, right? Maybe one, right? Because some people, to us, maybe 65, no problem. You understand what I'm saying? $65 for a new game, no problem. But to some people, they only could buy that one $65 game. So they'd rather, and it's a lot easier on the pockets to do $20, $20 than, oh, a game dropped on May, a game dropped in April, June, July, 65. They are not going to do that. But people are more, oh man, what's that word? I lost it. But they're more okay with paying 20 then 65. So at some point, the average gamer is just going to stop buying the new games, man. Because if you think about it, it's just a hassle sometimes, man. And for the average gamer, of course, I would consider ourselves non-average, and we buy everything. Apparently, play it one day.
You gotta also consider, because my brother is one of these people. So I know one personally. You got to consider the people who only buy hard copies of things too.
Mm-hmm.
They have no benefit of the subscription, like, and it's a low percentage of people, because everybody usually, I want to say definitely more than 75% of people just download it. They don't got to go to the midnight launch, but there's some people that do get only hard copies, like my brother.
They love that stuff. Yeah, that I agree. You see, so in reality, to me, I don't think they will lose money, and I will state this like through and through. I don't think putting it on day one will make them lose any money. I think that if anything, it only helps drive sales, because you can still have the regular people buy your game for $65 they want to, and just put it on your thing for $20. Hey, if you want it digitally, it's free with everything else that we offer. So
yeah, like a big one last year personally for me was the show being free on Xbox. I know they said like a lot of people, first off, it was the first year the show was on Xbox, so that's a whole new audience you get into. And then second, you're giving it to them for free with Game Pass. Like,
exactly.
Can't beat you know how many downloads that got? And then I don't think Nintendo has a
third party game.
Yeah, that is true. That's a third party game. So I don't know, like, the split that Xbox would give, Sony, because that's a Sony game. So I don't know, like, the percentage they would get from the Game Pass subscriptions or whatever for that, but I don't know. They're doing it for a reason, bro. They got to know more than us,
Yeah, of course, and I would never proclaim to be like a dev or know the business end of it. I'm just talking about the statistics and what I've read over the course of the last couple of days from when, this was first announced. And it's been a huge thing. It's been a huge thing all over social media. Don't have to go far to really get the information and soak up the information. As for myself, I'm still on the side that, this overall, they didn't have to do it. They're fine just the way they are, man. And PlayStation would have survived no matter if they put out a gaming service whatsoever. Because again, as we spoke about all show long, like, the first party games are through the roof. They're amazing, man. So they really didn't need to do this. They just blessed up the community. And as I said, and I will always say, man, anytime you say 200, 100, 300 games, I don't care if they're old, I don't care if they're brand new, I don't care what they are, that's for the gamer, and I love that. But ultimately, you know what? We can't knock it. PlayStation, you're doing your thing. We're proud of you. You made something happen because, boy, you look like you were in the dirt there for a moment after that acquisition Xbox did for Activision Blizzard. But, boy, oh, boy, boys, I think I'm just about done talking about PlayStation Plus Premium. How about you guys? Any last-minute words you guys have to say about it?
I will be getting the third tier, or we'll be, paying half and half with Fat over here because we game share. So
absolutely. I just hope they do it right and give us the games we want. Honestly, Like if they put day one Tenkaichi 3 on that subscription, I'm happy.
That's blessed. That's blessed. Hey, listen, man. I think that it's always good when we can have a discussion on the show, man. In terms of one side of the coin and to the other, and ultimately, man, we could agree to disagree because we're just that damn good at what we do. Hey, but ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it for today. If you've been keeping up with the Fairshake podcast here on the Fairshake Studios, we want to just say thank you again, and we'll probably say thank you at the end of every episode. You guys have been, phenomenal. All the new subscribers, all the new viewers and listeners on Podbean, everything is just skyrocketing in terms of what we were and what we are now. Just keep on the lookout every Monday, 6 a.m. A new Fairshake podcast will be dropping. But yeah, also follow us on all social medias at Fairshake Studios. The links of those will be down in the description box below. If you like what you've seen here, don't forget to like it, like the video, because that only helps us. And we need your help because we're on the road to 200 subs, boys. Only about 40 away at this given point before the time of upload. And I'm super, super excited. But ladies and gentlemen, we want you to know, have a good day. Have a good night. Get going, ladies and gentlemen, because we know you got this. And goodbye.